Professor Weintraub inspired a generation of law students who were interested in commercial law, particularly international commercial law.
On the first day of contracts in the fall of 1982, he looked up at us, and he must have seen 100, 120 scared 1Ls. And we all knew that we were lucky to get Russ Weintraub for contracts, because all the 2Ls and the 3Ls would say, who do you have? And you say, Russ Weintraub for contracts. Oh, you hit the jackpot.
I appreciated that it's the real world that he brought to the classroom. That kind of work, in addition to his scholarship, in addition to his well-established and grounded understanding of the law, was what he brought to the classroom, and that helped shape generations of law students here at the University of Texas.
He had a tremendous impact both professionally and personally. The bigger impact, the bigger example that I'll take with me all of my life is how to try to achieve success in the practice of law and still be an honorable, decent person.
And one day he was talking to one of the students in class and said, well, should I have to pay if you put a purple pagoda on my lawn and I think it diminishes the value of my house? Well, at that moment, that was seen as an invitation for us to challenge him. So a group of us got together, and over the course of a weekend, we built a purple pagoda, and we took it out to his house and we put it on his lawn. And that was done on a Sunday evening, so when he came to class on Monday, he pretended as if everything was in order. And then all of a sudden, he looked up and said, there's a pagoda on my front lawn. How did it get there? And of course, the whole class laughed.
I have a little story on the University of Iowa. I remember a law review banquet. We had a dean there, a very folksy dean, who had been there for 20, 25 years. What he said was, when you put a penny in a gumball machine, you usually get a gumball, but every so often you get a charm. And then he looked at Russell. And Russell was sitting with several faculty members, and he winked and said, hi, gumballs.
Well, I have known Russell in many capacities, as I've long admired his work and knew him as a professor. I think my favorite memory is I got involved in the appeal of a complex case that had been lost in Beaumont. So we retained Russell to work with us in appealing the judgment. It was finally argued before the Texas Supreme Court. We had a great time working with Russell, and he was an invaluable assistance. It was particularly amusing because at the time Bill Powers was assisting the Sussman Godfrey firm, which was on the other side of it. The Supreme Court ultimately did a highly unusual thing of referring it to on a certified question to the Supreme Court of Minnesota. Russell I think really enjoyed it. He was enormously competitive, probably additionally so because Bill was on the other side. But he was a great lawyer to work with.
Zelda and Russ were fun to watch together because we revered him. We thought we had him on a pedestal. He was not on a pedestal with Zelda. She loved him deeply. She kept him on his toes, and she kept him alive, and she kept him happy.